What up, African world? It's your boy HomeTeam here. I'm back at it with a video of African history, culture, and worldview. And just so you guys know, this is going to be another freestyle type video because this is my Ancestry DNA test. That's what we're going to do today. And yeah, you guys might hear some noise in the background, so just ignore that. So yeah, based on my other DNA results, I thought I would show you guys, my results from a different company, because some of you guys were saying, hey, you should measure it against, another company to see what you get and to see, the comparisons. So I have my results right here, and just so you guys know, I want you guys to also put down what you think, of these results may be. This is Ancestry.com. So you guys can look at my other video. It's called My DNA Mix to see, what my results were in that video. So, alright, so here it is. Let me pull it up right here, and I'll give you like a snapshot when I edit it. But yeah, so my results are 91% African, and it says 9% European, and for I guess the regions that they have here is 36% Benin Togo, 17% Nigerian, 12% Africa Southeastern Bantu, 9% Mali, and 7% Ivory Coast Ghana. And they got some trace regions in there. Probably not going to read that. And for Europe, it was 8% Great Britain, and they had one trace region. And it was less than 1% Europe West, whatever that means. So yeah. The Great Britain part, it makes sense because based off, where my parents are from. My mom's Jamaican, my dad is from Antigua, and yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, so basically these two companies are pretty much telling me that, and again, these are just ranges, so it's not really golden numbers per se. So one company told me 100%, sub-Saharan African, and the other company, this company is telling me 91% African. So if we just kind of take from those two companies, they're pretty much telling me that I'm in between 90 and 100% African pretty much, which is dope. I'm elated, especially because of the passion I have for African people, African history, African culture, where I come from. And these DNA tests are pretty much validating that, for me. And yeah, so I hope you guys can really take the test for yourself, to see your backgrounds and stuff like that. And you should also take multiple tests, I feel, because I've taken multiple tests for my maternal, which was Fulani, and my paternal ancestry, which was Mbundu from Angola. So that pretty much means my mother's 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 mother 500 plus years ago was a Fulani woman, and my father's 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 father 500 plus years ago was Mbundu from Angola. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm loving it. I'm very, very happy with my results from these two separate companies. I don't really take to be honest, the region serious, because I know that these countries, they're artificial borders pretty much. There's for instance, I'm 9% Mali, right? In Mali, you have very distinct ethnic groups, right? You have the Tuareg, you have the Bambara. A long time ago, you had the Mandinka, who dominated in that region. You have Fulani, you have the Songhai, and all these people are very different from each other. So if I don't really know much about African history, and I know about the Mali Empire, and and I see, hey, I'm 9% Mali, it's gonna be that doesn't really mean you're descended from the Mali Empire, So you just kind of have to know how to measure this stuff and really interpret it, because if not, it can really not mess you up, but it can really confuse you in a sense. So Benin Togo, 36%, that's pretty high. So and 17% Nigeria. A lot of people, especially Nigerians, they come to my aunts a lot, my mom's side, and they say, hey, y'all Nigerian or whatever, because I guess we're like, Nigerians pretty much. And it's kind of validating that in the DNA. So I think that's pretty cool. A lot of Jamaicans come from Nigeria and Ghana, so it makes sense. And for Benin, Togo, there's a lot of like Fulani in Benin and Togo, or Benin, I believe. So Fulanis are everywhere, so it makes sense. So I don't know what particular ethnic group in Benin I come from, so like that doesn't really mean anything to me. So, but 91% African, man, like that's dope. And the other test was 100%, sub-Saharan African. So I'm just gonna go with, the in between or whatever. Pretty much, I'm in the high 90s of African descent, and yeah.